What's up, everybody? It's your boy Mustache Menace at it again with yet another mastery guide, and today we're going to be covering Elite Operator Master. But before we get into it, guys, I just want to thank everybody that subscribed so far and for all the awesome comments. You guys are what make this channel great, and I appreciate each and every one of y'all. And if you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing down below. And if this video helps you in any way, shape, or form, don't forget to smash that thumbs up for me. I'd highly and greatly appreciate it. Thank you. With that being said, let's get into it. First up, we got Top Dog. Finished with the highest score of all players in any team game mode over 25 times. Now, this just means you have to have the highest score, not necessarily the highest kill count in any team mode, any team-based mode, pretty much any game mode except free-for-all. Now, granted, getting a high kill count means more points, but there are other contributing factors as well, like how you got those kills. Were they with score streaks, meaning you got less points? Were you standing in a capture point when you got that kill, meaning more points? And were you on any kind of kill streak? Also, destroying score streaks increases your points. All that goes into consideration, but essentially you must do what the calling card says and be a top dog. I managed to complete this challenge just working on some other challenge, and I'm pretty sure you will too. But if you want to increase your chances of completing this faster, I'd consider running Engineer and a rocket launcher to take out any field upgrades or any score streaks to increase your points per match. And if you haven't seen my Bootcamp Master Guide, I highly recommend it, and it's where I showcase exactly how I use Engineer to do that exact same point. Also, in the background gameplay, I had the most kills, the least deaths, and the most points. If you want to know how I went ahead and did that, go ahead and see my Return Fire Master Guide, where I did showcase this 23-to-1 KD and how to do exactly that by showcasing my class setup, what map I used, and the tips and tricks utilized to be able to do exactly that. Moving right along, we got Core Superior. Complete 50 matches among the top 3 players in core public matches. Now, this calling card is pretty simple to get, and if you're a decent player, you will get this card in due time just by smashing fools in core gameplay. But if you want to speed things up, I would recommend playing free-for-all. All you have to do is place 3rd or higher, and it will count towards this challenge. And the reason I say free-for-all is because you're only competing against 8 players versus 12 or more on any other regular core game modes. You're basically increasing your chances by reducing the amount of players. Now, let's go over the class setup that I like to use for free-for-all. And by the way, this setup works really great on hardcore free-for-all as well. For the primary, you could choose something that you're good with. Any gun will do. I'll recommend creating 2 classes you're comfortable with for close encounters and mid to long range depending on your playstyle. For a secondary, I would recommend a shotgun for close encounters and when you have to reload. For a tactical, I would recommend stim shots to recuperate from a fight quickly. For a lethal, I'll recommend a Semtex to get those campers out of their spots. And for a field upgrade, I would recommend either a proxy because it's easy to get kills and you get notified when they go off, but a field mic works great as well for free-for-all zoning. Trust me, I mean, if you can see the mini map and you put a field mic down, it's going to help tremendously. For your perks, I would recommend Paranoia and a tactical mask or a flak jacket depending on the playstyle of your enemy. For your secondary perks, I will recommend Quartermaster and Tracker. That way you can track the people in case they run off on you. And for your 3rd perk, I will recommend Ghost and Ninja. That way you're invisible to their radar and you're silent to them as well. Now for your score streaks, you want to use a spy plane and a counter spy plane. When it comes to free-for-all, intel is the name of the game. And for your 3rd score streak, you want to use a sentry gun because sentry guns are OP on free-for-all. What you want to do is you want to place that puppy on the edge of the map, somewhere where people tend to spawn from, and let that puppy just go to town on them. Now, it doesn't always do the job. Most of the time it gets blown up just when you put it up. In this case, that's what happened. But the point is that it's easy to put up. It doesn't take time. You don't have to sit there controlling it. And when it does work, it works great. Now, as far as the gameplay goes for free-for-all, you want to avoid running down the middle. If you notice, if you notice my gameplay, I tend to stick to just one side of the map. Wherever I spawn in, that's where I'm sticking to. It's called zoning, and that's exactly what you want to do on free-for-all. You see, like I said, a field mic helps you great too when you're zoning, because it detects the people as they're coming in. It tells you on the mini map when they're there, and that's exactly what you want to use those field mics for zoning. Now here I am running up the middle just because I was being a little thirsty and I wanted to kill the people that killed me on this side, so I wanted to come back over here and kill them. But you want to avoid doing that, because more than none, you're going to get shot in the back. So yes, I wanted to kill the people that killed me, and I wanted to run back to my field mic because it's gonna help me zone better. As you can see in the mini map, you can clearly see when they're coming towards you, when they're coming behind you, and you can just prepare for it. It's just a lot easier using those field mics on free-for-all, and it's just hands down for me the easiest thing to use on regular core free-for-all. Up next, we got Hardcore Superior, and it's complete 50 hardcore matches amongst the top 3 players in hardcore public matches. And we're going to tie this challenge in together with Vanquisher, which is finished in first place in 15 matches of free-for-all. And that's exactly what we're going to do, free-for-all. So we're going to use the same exact tactics that we utilized up for the other Core Superior. And all you have to basically do is shoot for first place, like you should be shooting for first place every time you play free-for-all. And by working on this challenge on Hardcore Superior should just come naturally. As long as you use the same similar setup that I mentioned for a core free-for-all, you should have no problem completing this. Up next, we got Now, Superstar requires you to get a win in either TDM, free-for-all, or search and destroy with the most eliminations and the fewest deaths of any player in the game. You're only required to do this once, and I would suggest free-for-all to be your best bet, whether it be hardcore or regular core. But if you're having some difficulties, you can try your luck at TDM. Just know that you're reducing your chances by increasing the number of players. Now, we can go over tactics all day long on how to accomplish this task, but there are too many variables to consider, like your playstyle, how knowledgeable you are of the game modes and maps, and overall your level of expertise. Like I mentioned earlier, I used the tactics on my Return Fire Master video where I managed to go 23-1 KD with the most kills, the least deaths, and the most points. And you're more than welcome to check that clip out in the description link. The link is going to be in the description down below. Overall, you have to play aggressively enough to get the kills, but cautiously enough to not get killed. So you can camp every now and then if that's what you're going for, to stay, within that parameter. But camping is not going to give you the most kills, so that tactic goes out the window automatically. So you have to be aggressively, proactively attacking these people, but at the same time cautiously enough to where you don't get killed. And last but not least, we have the best around, which is get featured in the best play 25 times. And this challenge is going to be highly dependable on you and your capability in getting good streaks. I can't tell you how many times a triple kill took best play away from me after getting a fury kill. I believe it's not just based on the streak that you get, but rather who gets the most points within that 10 to 20 second time frame. Meaning, if you manage to get a fury kill, but only that, and someone else was on a kill streak and managed a triple towards the end of that streak, they're gonna get prioritized because their play had more points involved. Here, I managed to get a mega kill, which is 6 kills in rapid succession, but the best play went to this guy because he managed to get just one more kill than I did within the same time span, even though his best kill streak was only a bloodthirsty. It's pretty weak, I know. And another thing is that anyone can get best play. Even if your team loses, you can still conjure up a best play. So make sure you don't quit the match if you know you got a killer streak. You might just get showcased, you just never know. Me personally, I believe that the best play should only go to the winning team, even if the best play is only a double. I believe losers shouldn't even have the option to get showcased, period. I managed to get most of my best plays just playing with buddies on random game modes, but hardcore is one of the easiest ways to do it, specifically hardcore kill confirmed or hardcore domination. Now, the best tactic that I like to use is to sneak around all the way past their flank and demolish them at their spawn. This is also a great tactic for getting quad kills. Hands down, it is the best way to go if you're pushing for fast kill streaks and featured plays. But remember, best plays can come from any game mode. You just have to pay attention to your enemy's playstyle and break them down. Well, everyone, that's going to be it for me today. I hope that this guide has helped you in any way, shape, or form, or in the least entertained you. And if it did, don't forget to smash that thumbs up. And if you want to stay tuned for any more of my guides, please consider subscribing to the channel. It would really help me out. And this is going to be it, guys. This is Mustache Menace signing off. Peace.
I'm gonna set your place on fire. Let's get higher.